Hey, everybody. I know it's been a while. I'm back for right now. Um, just trying to get all my vlogs together because I know I'm like long overdue to vlog. Like I have a lot of reviews to do, and I'm gonna try and get them done this weekend. If I look tired, it's because I am. If I yawn, forgive me. I've been up since 6:30 this morning, and I am beat. So I'm gonna try and do this vlog. I'm gonna try and be as upbeat as I can, but if not, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. So this is a new segment I'm starting called Keeping It Current with Teesh. Teesh be me. And I'm gonna try and stay as like on top of, like the celebrity gossip and like the current events that's going on. Now, I haven't really been able to vlog about it as of late, but I've been writing down stuff. Like since maybe mid March, I'd say. So, just like two things. I'm not even gonna really get too deep into it because they're like both sad cases. But I just wanted to discuss the whole Kimani Gray and Janila Watkins, both of them being killed. Sad stories. Like they both had bright futures. You had a 16-year-old and a 6-month-old. 16-year-old who the cops claim pulled a gun out on them, and because the cops I guess felt threatened, they shot first and asked questions later. Then it was later on said that his family and friends were like that he didn't own a gun. And I'm hoping, I mean, I still haven't heard anything. I mean, if you guys did, feel free to comment below. But I'm hoping he didn't have a gun. And if he didn't have a gun and they did shoot him for no reason, then this is like Trayvon Martin all over again. Like it's just ridiculous. Like the violence just has to stop. Like it's too much going on with these babies dying. Too many kids are dying. This is not even funny anymore. Like I'm a new parent and this scares the shit out of me. Like I'm scared for my son. So my whole thing is I'm gonna protect him as best as I can, but parents need to get on their job. They really do. Like you need to raise these kids. I mean, I know it's not easy given some certain situations, but raise them as best as you can to be good young men and good young women. Cause from what I heard, he had like this like hard life. He's hanging out with the wrong crowd. He had records. How are you 16 with a record? At 16, my ass was in school, and if I even thought about doing any dirt at that age, my mother was whooping my ass. Like, and that's what these kids need. Like, I don't like the fact that now, with politics involved, like they want to make laws and shit talking about how you can't put your hands on your child. Bullshit. I have a Spanish grandfather who passed on, and I have a Southern grandmother. And how my mother was raised, they were whooping asses when my mother was growing up. And how my mother raised me and my sisters, she was whooping our asses growing up. You do wrong, you get the punishment. It's not like you beating the shit out of your child for no reason. You disciplining them. There's a difference between discipline and abuse. I mean, I guess some parents take it too far, but still, some kids, like these kids nowadays, they need that old school ass whooping discipline. I don't care what nobody say, because I listen, I sit back and I observe. And me, I've been working with kids since I was 17. I'm 25 now. And I mean, I love working with kids. Like, it keeps me young. It's fun. And it's, I like it. But it's like these kids have no respect for their elders, adults, nothing. They feel like they could talk to you any old kind of way. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. But you can't really blame them. You got to blame the parents. Because parents done got lazy. And it's sad. So I'm like, with this whole Kimani Gray situation, like, it's just sad because, like, he was leaving a baby shower. I think they said, I guess he looked suspicious to the police. They questioned him. and they said that he pulled the gun out on them and was about to shoot. They shot him first. So it was a big riot. They called martial law. All kinds of stuff happened. So all I can say is rest in peace, Kimani Gray, and my prayers go out to, him and his family. Now, Janila Watkins, oh my God, did this story bring a tear to my eye, because my son is the same age that she was when she passed away. First of all, this is going to be hard for me to talk about because that's a baby. That is a baby. She was innocent. That was a baby. From what it was said in the article, the father was changing her pamper in a car when somebody drove up in a van and shot her. I guess the father was the intended target. I don't know. I don't know if they shot her on purpose. I don't know. And this is just sad. But from what it was said is that when the mother was pregnant with Janila, she was shot at, I think, she was shot while carrying her. And they had just, got married, everything. She was born, everything was going good. So, this went on in Chicago and Kimani Gray was in New York. So what they're trying to do now is like find her killers. From what I heard, I forgot who it was, but I know one of the athletes, I think it was a basketball player, I can't remember who, but I know they paid for her funeral or whatever, and I'm like, that's really, really nice. It's sad. Like, I'm just tired of hearing about kids dying. I really am. I'm tired of hearing about them getting shot. I'm tired of hearing about people getting shot up, period. Like, where are people getting these fucking guns from? Y'all need stricter gun laws. Something has to give, because this is ridiculous. You got them 20 babies and 6 adults who died protecting them, and Sandy Hook who died. You got kids getting shot up on the streets. Like, it's ridiculous. I can't even talk about it anymore because it's bringing a tear to my eye. So I'm just going to leave it alone. Rest in peace, Janila Watkins. Rest in peace, Kimani Gray. God just gained 2 new angels. And my prayers go out to their families. Like, that's all I can say. I have to move on. So in other news with the celebrity gossip, a couple of days before the premiere of Braxton Family Values, Tamar announced that she was pregnant, which is, I'm happy for her. Like, I'm like, finally. Because I know Vince wanted a baby so bad, and I'm glad, I was afraid for her because I remember her going to, like, through a bunch of fertility, treatments and whatnot. Sorry. On the show. So I was like, I hope, nothing's wrong with Tamar's, reproductive organs or anything. Like, I hope she's able to, carry a baby. And, lo and behold, she announced that she's pregnant. And I will admit, she looks very pretty pregnant. Like, she's glowing. She looks gorgeous. And she looks like she's quite, like, she's far along. Like, she looks like she's at least 4 or 5 months. I could be wrong. But she looks adorable. I was like, I know Vince is happy. I know he's happy because he's been dying for a child. And now he got it. I mean, this is like the best timing for her because, her single Love and War is doing good on iTunes. She's working on coming out with her album. Braxton Family Values just premiered again. I heard Tamar and Vince did good. So, that brought her some buzz or whatever. So, at the height of your career, why the hell not? Have a baby. That makes it better. And that baby is going to be a little divo with a mommy like Tamar. So, congrats to you, Tamar. I know I have a love-hate relationship with you, but you're a Braxton. I love you anyway. So, the next story I want to talk about was, and I saw this on Twitter, the whole Lil Kim and Wendy Williams thing. This is basically a recap of what happened in March. So that's why I'm going back and I'm going to try and then I'm going to talk about some current stuff. But the Lil Kim versus Wendy Williams thing, okay. I watched the episode where Wendy said what she said about Lil Kim. And what she said about Lil Kim wasn't even that bad. In my opinion, in the whole, segment of Hot Topics, Wendy was kind of defending Kim. She was like, maybe, the camera caught her at a bad angle because the picture that she took later, she looked nice in. But, she was like, if you're getting mad because people are talking about how you look, you need to take that up with your plastic surgeon. That's what we've been saying for years. Me, I love Lil Kim. Lil Kim is one of my favorite rappers, but I have to admit, after Lil Kim got out of jail, I've been disappointed in her. Like, okay, she did her thing on Dancing with the Stars, but me, I was expecting for her to come back with an album, because when she went to jail, I bought the Naked Truth album. And anybody who tell you, I blasted that shit for days, weeks, all of that at a time. Love that album to this day. But I just feel like, as a fan, I'm disappointed because when she got out of jail, it's like she got lazy. I mean, I know after you get out of jail, there's a process or whatever, but to me, it seemed like she got out of jail. She did her little mixtape. She did Miss Greatest of All Time. She did her little mixtape, but it's like here and there she was having beefs with people. Like she had beef with Remy Ma for a little bit. And then, like, she did Dancing with the Stars or whatever, and I heard she was good on that. I didn't really watch it, because I don't really watch that show like that. But I heard she was good on that. And then, what else did she do? Like, she was just making appearances here and there. But then, like, the biggest thing was the beef between her and Nicki Minaj. And even that beef, to me, seemed like it's petty. Because it's like, okay, I mean, I like Nicki Minaj too, but not as of late. Nicki Minaj been getting on my damn nerves lately. Like, she's a gimmick, and I don't like gimmicks. Like, you either a rapper or you're not. And she's a gimmick right now because how Nicki Minaj was when she first came out, that's when I started listening to her. When she was mixtape Nicki and she was spitting real bars, that's when I was listening to her. I don't know what the fuck this is right now, but this is a gimmick. That's what that is. But that beef was petty because Kim said that, Nicki Minaj is stealing her style and she ain't paying homage. I've heard Nicki Minaj say, she said it in interviews that she, admires Lil Kim. Like she gave Lil Kim her props. So I'm like, well, why is Lil Kim talking about she don't pay homage and blah, 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 blah? I'm like, I don't know, but from what I heard from Kim's point of view, she's saying that Nicki was talking about her in songs and blah, blah, blah. So that's how that beef started. Like, their beef is just petty. It's real fucking petty. And it's like half the time, Nicki don't directly respond to Lil Kim, but Lil Kim be on her, but it's stupid. But I just feel like Lil Kim feels like because she has this legacy that she can rest on that. No, you can't rest on that because just because you have all these hits and you was affiliated with Biggie and you was this, you was that, doesn't mean anything. Like, everybody's gonna be like, okay, what's next? Not, oh, this is what Kim did in 96. This is what Kim did in 2000. This is what Kim did before she got locked up. Ain't nobody's talking about that anymore. That's old news. You gotta keep up with the times. So if you keeping up with the times and it's like all you good for is getting into Twitter beefs with people tend to be like, okay, well, that's all she's good for. We moving on to the next hot thing. You not hot no more. I'm sorry. Sorry, Kim. I love you, but you're not hot. You're not hot right now. Like, you're not doing anything. As far as I know, I think she's making appearances and doing little concerts here and there, but she not hot. And I mean, it's sad because Kim is talented, and I'm pretty sure she still got, some hits in her. But until then, until we see it, nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. So, moving on. So, Love and Hip Hop New York, they did their reunion like either last week, a couple of weeks ago, and it was said on Twitter that Cons and Joe Budden got into a fight because Cons tweeted that he slapped the shit out of Joe Budden, something like that. And then Joe Budden was like, no, you didn't slap the shit out of me. You did a bitch move. You hit me from behind and then ran off like a punk. So that happened, and it was just all kinds of things with that story. They saying that he hit Joe in the back of his head and then Tahiri caught him and snuffed him, and then he fled, and then they met outside, and then fought some more. Like, it's just a crazy story. So I'm like, I'm sitting up here, I don't know about y'all, but I'm hype as shit to see the reunion now, because not only are they saying that happened with Cons and Joe, they saying that other stuff happened. Like, they saying that Joe might have broken up. He probably broke it off with Kaylin to get back with Tahiri, and like just all kinds of stuff. Like, I know Rashida was saying on her Twitter that a lot of interesting stuff happened. Or I'm like, okay, I can't wait to see this. I'm hype. I know y'all are too. If y'all watch Love and Hip Hop, y'all as hyped as me. So like the recent event and celebrity gossip that happened was the whole Porsha and Kordell divorce. I can't say I ain't see this coming, because if you watch the show, Kordell is a controlling son of a bitch. Point blank period. He controls that girl. So I remember last week Media Takeout announced that she might not be returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta because Kordell didn't want her to be on the show. And she agreed not to do it, for the sanctity of her marriage. Okay. So now I'm hearing, I think the news broke either Monday or Tuesday, that he filed for divorce because he told her not to, go on Real Housewives of Atlanta for another season because it's like ruining their marriage. And she agreed to not do the show again, but she went behind his back and did it anyway. So my first thought was, if you're really pissed off because she went behind your back and did that, then, and you like, that's cause for a divorce. Like, just like that's stupid. And then it was saying that basically, like, he just wanted to be in control, and Porsha didn't want to do that. Like, she has dreams and stuff that she want to do, and she feeling like she can't do it, but that's what he wants her to do. So I'm like, and then I was reading today that they saying that his ex-girlfriend, like his baby mother, is Tanya, who hangs out with Sheree, and he was cheating with Tanya. Like, he was with Tanya 2 days before he filed divorce from Porsha. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, this story is just getting bizarre. Like, it's a lot of stuff that was in the dark that's coming to light. And I mean, Porsha on the show, you can tell he controls her. You can tell he controls her just by the way he talks. How you gonna tell her she has to choose between having a baby or a career? Ain't no real man who loves their wife and supports their wife gonna tell her she has to choose between having a baby and a career. You know how many wives are out here with both? They have a baby, they're juggling a baby and a career, and they're juggling it well. So that marriage was doomed to begin with. Kordell wanted to be Porsha, in my opinion. He wanted to be Porsha. Porsha was his fucking Barbie doll. That wasn't his wife. That was his Barbie doll. And he's a scummy bastard. And they didn't have a prenup, so I hope Porsha get his ass for every fucking thing he got. Because Kordell is a scummy bastard. I don't like dudes like him. That's one step away from being controlling. So I'm rooting for you, Porsha. I pray you get through this. You don't need him. You could find better, boo. You are good looking. You're beautiful. Just, you need your own. You gotta establish your own independence now. Now it's all about Porsha. So do you, boo. I'm rooting for you. Last couple of things I want to discuss. I'll be reading on Twitter. I stay on Twitter. I stay on Twitter reading stuff, so I'm going to mention Twitter a lot. So I was reading yesterday and today that Kim and Nene from Real Housewives of Atlanta, they made up. Thank God. Because their beef was petty. So Nene, I think she had an interview with In Touch Weekly, and she told them that she would invite Kim to her wedding. So I guess Kim, got wind of that, and her and Nene spoke. They had a good chat or whatever, and they both tweeted to each other, best chat ever. I'm glad we in a good space. We moving on, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, finally, because their beef was petty. But I have to say, just from me being a viewer, Nene was not a good friend to Kim. No matter how hard she tried to say she was loyal, and she wasn't. Because if you go back to season 1, she was talking about Kim like a dog in the limo, making fun of her singing. Then they made up season 2, but I think at the end of season 2, was it the end of season 2? Or, no. At the end of season 2, I don't remember if they made up or whatever, if they were still friends. I think they were still a little bit, their relationship was a little bit rocky. But I know Nene had a lot to say about Kim and Big Papa at the time, because at the time Kim was engaged to Big Papa, but her and Big Papa broke it off. And then by the time season 3 came, their friendship was basically down the shitter, because they were on a tour bus, and Nene, Nene was talking about Kim, and Kim, was tired of it. So Nene said a lot of hurtful things. And then when they got to her friend's house, I think it was in Miami, they got to her friend's house. Nene was being disrespectful at the friend's house. So it was just a lot going on. So, seasons 4 and 5, the current season, they weren't talking at all. Like, they weren't speaking to each other at all. And they had a lot of jabs at each other. Like, Kim was calling Nene a man. Nene was saying how Kim is having a third baby by the third man. Just all kinds of stuff. But, I mean, even in them bickering back and forth like that, I still seen that they wanted to be friends. Usually when you talk about a person so much that's, you claiming not your friend, it's hurting you because y'all are not friends anymore. So that's why you keep talking about it. That's the God honest truth. You can say what you want. Like, it's somebody out there who you really want to be friends with, but because y'all are going through this little spat, this little rough patch, you're going to talk about them, but because you're pissed, you're going to talk about them in a negative light. It happens, but I'm glad they made up. I'm glad they moving on. Like, just it's childish. Like, it's petty. Just let it go. Everybody is too old for the bullshit. Let it go. Move on. Congratulations to Nene once again for remarrying Greg. I can't wait to see pictures or whatever. So, I'm glad they worked that out. Last thing I want to talk about is not even really nothing I want to talk about. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, this is just, I would consider this like a what the fuck of the segment. Like, what the fuck? So it was said that Kim and Kanye want to name their baby North. So if they name her North, her name would be Northwest. Why? I hope they're not serious. I really hope they're not serious. Because that's stupid as fuck. It's stupid. Plain and simple. And I hope, because I know Kim will want to name her baby something with a K. So I hope if they do, I hope they don't spell it Knorth. Just don't name the baby North. Name her something cute. Give her a chance at life. Because if you name her North, I'm gonna be making. I'm sorry, I'm gonna make fun of her. Not make fun of her. I'm make fun of her name. Don't name that baby North, please. Just stupid. But that's the end of my Keeping It Current with Teesha, Volume 1, first segment. Hope you enjoyed it. I have a lot of reviews to do. I'm going to try and get them done as soon as possible. Try and do them this weekend. Get them out the way so I can catch up. I'm still trying to vlog about Starter Wives. I'm trying to find, because I think I'm missing an episode. I'm missing episode 5. So I'm trying to find episode 5. As soon as I can find episode 5, I can go on and I can vlog about it. So I'm working hard, people. Just a lot been going on. And I do have a 6-month-old. So it's a lot going on. I'm just trying to manage my time a little better. But thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye.